So today we are going to solve this problem. It's LeetCode problem 3069. Distribute elements into two array 1. So we are given a one index array called nums. So in this problem, let's understand. See, nums of array we have 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so one index means we call the position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the numbers are distinct, which means no numbers appears twice. Okay, so what do we have to do? To divide we have to divide all numbers into two arrays. So we have to divide this all numbers into two arrays. This is array 1 and this is array 2, but we cannot put a number randomly. The problem give us two specific rules. So the see first operation is the first number always goes into array 1. Okay, so see here, so nums of 1 means first element, which is 2. Okay, so in array 1 the first element will be go, that was 2, and so the second operation is the second number always goes to into array 2. Okay, so the second number is position is 2 and the element is 1, so it goes to in array 2. Okay, so now both arrays have one element. So what happened with the remaining numbers? Now we start from the third element. Okay, we start from the third element. So the rule says compare the last element of array 1 with the last number of array 2. See here, in this array, so the last element is 2. In array 1 last element is 2, and in array 2 last element is 1. Okay, array 2 last element is 1, so we compare this. So 2 is greater than 1, so this is true. So the third number goes into array 1. Okay, so this third element comes here in array 1. No, yes, in array 1. Okay, now next number, now the next number is 4. So again we compare the last element. See here, in array 1 last element is 3. In array 1 last element is 3. In array 2 last element is 1. So since 3 is greater than 1, so 4 goes into array 1. Okay, 4 goes into array 1. 4 goes into array 1. Okay, now next number is 5. So we compare again. So the from array 1 last element is 4. In array 2 last element is still 1. So we compare. So 4 is greater than 1, so 5 goes into array 1. Okay, 5 also goes into array 1. 5 also comes here. Okay, now what is the result? The problem says concatenate array 1 and array 2. Simply means join both of them. Okay, so now if we join these both of them, our result become 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay, so that's our answer. Wait, yes, see, we are given a one index array distinct integer, and we have to distribute all its element into two arrays 1 and array 2. The first element always go into array 1 and the second element always goes into array 2. After that, for every remaining elements, we compare the last element of array 1 with with I think with the last, yes, and we compare the last element of array 1 with the last element of array 2. Okay, if the last element of array 1 is greater, we put the current element into array 1, otherwise we put it into array 2. So in last, we just combine them both, array 1 and array 2, and we just return our final result. Okay, now let's take one more example. See, we have nums of array 5, 2, 8, 1, 7. So first two elements, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, array 1, see, array 1 is 5, first array here go, and in arrays 2 will go. Okay, now we compare the last element. Okay, so 5 is greater than 2. Yes, so what we do, so the rule says, so now array 1 go in 8 element go in array 1, so it's look like this, 5 and 8. Okay, now second next element is 1, so again we compare the last element. So in array 1 last element is 8, in array 2 last element is 2, so 8 is greater than 2, so it's 5. Okay, so 8 is greater than 2. Yes, so what we do, again 1 come in array 1. Okay, next 7, so we compare, in array 1 last element is 7, in array 2 last element is 2, we compare, one is greater than, we compare this one is greater than 2. No, otherwise 7 goes to array 2. Okay, now 7 comes here, 7 comes here. Okay, so what is our idea? Now we can see the pattern, we do not need to calculate anything complicated, so we just simply create two arrays. Let's create, first we want array 1 and array 2, Victor, and array 1 and array 2. Okay, next our idea is, now we can see the pattern, so we can see the pattern and we know the, so seeing this, we, that's what happening, and nums of 0 is equal to array 1 and nums of 1 is equal to array 2. Okay, so next loop through the remaining elements, so we are starting from index 2 because 1 and 2, 0 and 1 has already processed, so we start from index 2, make for and I is equal to 2, nums dot size, and then I plus. Okay, so see this, may see here, if array 1 last is greater than arrays 2 last, put current element in array 1, else put current element in array 2. Okay, so in last we just add both of them and we return. Okay, now see, the most important thing to notice, we only care about the last element of each array, we do not need to compare the whole array. Okay, so that's why we write, we use array 1 dot back this and array 2 dot back. Okay, we just care only for last element. So see, this back give as the last element, so the main condition become this, if array 1 dot back is greater than array 2 dot back. Okay, now let's complete the code. Now we have to put the first element in array. The problem has says the first element goes to the array 1. Okay, so the first element goes in array 1. So that's we write array 1 dot push back nums of 0. Okay, this line means here, this line means we have nums of array 5, 2, 8, 1, 7. Okay, array 1 is equal to 5. Okay, now see, push back means add this element at the end of the vector. Okay, so next we have to put the second element in array 2. The problem has says the second element goes to array 2. For that we write array 2 dot push back nums of I. Okay, now it's look like this: array 1 hold 5 and array 2 hold 2. Okay, now we have to process the remaining elements, and that's for that we have written a loop. Okay, this loop, and this loop start from here. Okay, 0, 1 to from 8. Okay, now we have to compare the last element. The problem has says if the last element of array 1 is greater than the last element of array 2, so the last element is obtained using, we use this, where is that? Okay, so we write if array 1 dot back is greater than array 2 dot back. So see, if the condition is true, then the current element is nums of I. Okay, goes to this here. Okay, 5 and 8. Otherwise, if the condition is false, the problem says put the current element into array 2. For this case we write else array 2 dot push back nums of I. Okay, so now the code become like this. So we have to create the final result. For that we write for n x to array 1 res cell dot push back x. Okay, for n x array 2 sult result dot push back x. Okay, so see here, we have created the first array and then we have created the second array. So this is result, and then we have put the first element of nums into array 1. Okay, we have put the first element of nums into array 1, then put the second element of nums into array 2. Then we start from the third element and process the remaining element. Okay, so this, and here we check if the last element of array 1 is greater than last element of array 2. This line is array, we check, go through every, then we check then this array dot push back to, otherwise put the current element into array 2. Okay, here I have not pushed. Let me complete this code. Okay, then we have then is greater, we check if it was greater than, then we have to push in this also in, if array 1 dot push back, then we have to push this into array 1 also. Nums of I, that nums of I we have to push in this array 1, then else push it into nums array 2. Okay, in last we just return result RE. I need to push back now. So what is the, I have to send one in message. So okay, so this is the final answer. And this part is, see this part, add all element of array 2, add all element of array 2 to result. Same this also, add all element of array 1 to result. So this we have read out final result array. Okay, so otherwise put the current element into array 2. Okay, then this line, if yes put the current element into array 1. Okay, so let's submit. So first I create two array 1 and array 2, then I put the first element into array 1 and the second element into array 2, and that one loop through the remaining element. For every element I compare the last element of array 1 and array 2. If array 1 last element is greater, I put the current element into array 1, otherwise put it into array 2. Okay, so finally I combine array 1 and array 2 into result and return it. Okay, so the time complexity of E is big O of n because we process every element of constant number of times, and the space complexity is big O of n because we use extra array to store the elements. Okay, so that's all.